Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Very Good Show on Happiness Per KM. I'm sitting on the back seat of the car today and wearing riding boots. I'm carrying my helmet. So, what do you think it's cooking? Well, I've been invited by Harley Davidson India to test ride their newly launched Pan America, which I did an initial review of a few weeks ago. And at that time, I could ride the bike, but I received an email from them stating that they would want us to review the motorcycle. And for that very reason, I'm going to Capital Harley Davidson today to collect the motorcycle and do some review on it. So, what I'm going to do is invite these 3 or 4 riders to ride the Pan America and share their experience after riding it because they have been a BMW GS, which is the pinnacle of ADV motorcycles. And it would be interesting to know what do they think of the Pan America after riding. There are a lot of people who have said a few things about it. Something that happened in Ladakh, a clutch got burnt, and everybody started blaming the Pan America, which was actually not right to do. So let's see what these guys say. And right now, I'm going to Capital Harley Davidson. I'm going to pick up the bike and ride it till Shankar's house, share my initial experience of it. And tomorrow, I'm going to take it to KMP Expressway, wherein I would ask the other riders as well to ride it and share their experiences. So that's it, guys. Sit back and watch the video. So I'm ready now. Just waiting for some formalities that are taking place at Capital Harley. Signed some papers because that is a drill. Whenever they give bikes to media or anybody for that matter, they do some signatures. They get some signatures on the disclaimer and all. Here is the bike. All right, so here I go. So I'll show you the exhaust note and the engine sound. Okay, I think there's some cutoff because when I'm on idle, I cannot get past 4000 RPM. Good, that's a good touch. So it makes sense that we speak to riders who have an experience of riding the top ADVs in the country or in the world, I would say, like a Tiger 800 and a 1200 GS. Now, these are quite popular ADVs. So what they say about ADV matters a lot. And of course, I believe for Harley, since this is the first ever ADV that they have manufactured, it is really imperative for them to understand what the regular ADV riders think about it. As far as my experience goes with it, I've ridden it in extreme heat yesterday. It was 35 degrees, but really humid. I got stuck in a traffic jam. I rode it on bad roads. I was on the South Peripheral Road in Gurgaon yesterday after I took the delivery. And I have also ridden on the highway where there was no traffic. My opinion about this bike is that it is a good tarmac tourer because it loves to stay in the straight line. Because the character of the motorcycle is such that it loves plain road and it also loves high speeds. Because the engine is 150 bhp, it just goes like a rocket. When you're riding on straight roads, just like I am right now, in no time, you can clock triple-digit figures on the speedo. So, like this, I'm on the 6th gear, and see, it pulls like hell. So, it loves open roads. Having said that, the low-end torque is minuscule. Having a Harley in your mind, you might think that it is quite torquey on the low end, but actually it is not. It shudders at 50 or 55 kilometers per hour. It shudders a lot. If you compare it with a Tiger 800 or a Versys 1000, I think you'll be disappointed because those motorcycles can be cruised even if you're doing just 50. They don't shudder. But this one, it does shudder a lot. So that's the character. The BMW 850 GS is also somewhere like that, and that's the reason I changed my front sprocket to get more of a low-end grunt. Ducati Multistrada is another motorcycle. I haven't tested the V4S yet, but the earlier one, 950, it was a rev-happy engine, just like the KTM's. So that also didn't like lower RPMs, and in traffic I used to struggle a lot. So talking about the engine heat, because I got stuck in a traffic jam, which is a real-time situation in our country. Often you will see yourself stuck in a jam. The heat is immense. It is quite irritating, especially on the left leg, because the fan is somewhere here, and the entire wind blast goes onto your thigh. And man, this motorcycle stays somewhere around 110 degrees. Normally, right now it is at 86 degrees, and whereas my F850 GS, it hovers around 85 or 86, but this one goes past 100. So of course, you may say this is a 1250cc engine, so it might get hotter, but if you compare it with a 1200 GS, the GS hottens up quite lesser than that. Versus 1000, again, the entire heat management is slightly better. The heat is not concentrated towards the rider's shin or thighs. The heat mostly goes to the boot area, to your ankle, and if you are wearing long boots, then you're sorted with the heat. And Tiger 800, again, another fire breathing monster. So it is at par with that. Even with the Tiger 850 that my colleague Shransh had recently bought it. When I rode it, I cried the same. It is too high on heat. The suspension, yeah, it's good. It has got an electronic suspension. You can set the height and the suspension travel as per the condition of the motorcycle loaded upon it. Like right now, I'm riding on the rider mode. So there are 3 modes in it: rider with pillion, and rider with luggage, just like the BMW F850 GS. Yeah, it's quite comfortable. Even on the off-road, it's not very hard. It is quite okay, I would say. Not as compared, not as good as the BMW suspension, I must say. But yeah, they've done a good job, since this being the first ever ADV motorcycle that they have produced. The braking is quite potent. Brembos don't disappoint you at all. The braking is absolutely top notch. So no complaints in that department. The agility of the bike is a point of concern. It is not as agile, especially at slow speeds, thanks to the steering damper. Though it is doing its job, keeping the handlebar straight when it is in gravel or sand, but or when it is on a non-sharp bend. So yeah, it keeps the bike at one place. So you will be happy when you're riding on the tarmac like this right now, because the bike is really stable. But in the off-road and at slower speed, the steering damper, which is placed right here, it causes a lot of problem in maneuverability. So, but I spoke to the Harley guys. They say that you can have it removed, or if you buy the lower end version of this motorcycle, which is the non-special version, the steering damper is absent in that. So yeah, so people like me will be happier in the off-road when they don't have it. So I really can't say how does it perform. Is it better in the off-roads? But this one certainly is not. Though they've got tubeless spokes in it, so I thought this motorcycle is off-road ready, just like the GS is. But apparently not. And I spoke to few Harley guys about it, the officials. They say this is more for the tarmac and less for the off-road. So mild off-roading is fine, but yeah, extreme off-roading like a Spiti, like those 120 kilometers from Loser to Gramfu, I don't think so. You'll be a happy man. And with all this heft, the motorcycle has to be agile. So yeah, so all those guys who are thinking of taking it to Ladakh or Spiti, mind you, you need to be really experienced to do that. And yeah, don't burn your clutch. It's not a problem with the motorcycle. The clutch burn is something which a rider does, not the motorcycle. So yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to tell. Even the experienced rider tend to make things worse. So that happens, when you are not experienced in riding an ADV, that happens. What next? The headlight, I really can't comment on it because I have been riding it in daytime. so really can't say much about it. One thing that I like about this bike is a lot of equipment. Lots of equipment. They've got these the television remote control kind of a console here. A lot of information on the display, which is actually not required. The rider must focus on 2 or 3 things when he's riding: is the fuel gauge, your speedometer, your tachometer. So I think that information is enough, because like I don't need to know while I'm riding what is my battery status. Is it giving me 14.4 volts or 14.3 volts? Doesn't matter. The ambient temperature, yes, it is needed. Engine temperature, no. A warning would suffice in case the engine gets hotter. A warning should be sufficient. But yeah, the trip meter, the range, everything is there on one screen. Not really appreciated. They could have not as informative, because even the font size is very, very small. So it takes a while to get used to it, and it's actually tough to read, to be honest. I've been with the motorcycle for the last 70 kilometers, but I haven't got the hang of it yet. Like I said, it is very high on equipment levels, but few basics they didn't get right. One being the seat. Though it is really comfortable, once both the feet are off the ground and you are moving, the seat is really comfortable. They think this is the best in the segment. I haven't experienced such a great seat. It's really comfortable. Even in heat, it doesn't bother my butt. So yeah, the seat is good, but the seat is very wide. That's a flip side. That's a trade-off you need to live with. The seat is quite wider. Because of that, even a 6-footer like me mostly tiptoes this motorcycle. I really have a tough time putting my feet flat on the ground when I'm sitting on the saddle. I've tweaked all the suspension settings, but yeah, it really doesn't work. So in traffic, that is another problem which you might face when you're riding it, and especially the shorter riders, you're going to really have a bad time on it. But yeah, who cares when you're on the saddle? It's really comfortable, very cushiony, very soft, but yes, not soft enough that it'll hurt your lower rear side over a longer period of time. So I'm yet to ride it for more than 150 kilometers at a stretch on the highway, but yeah, I can make out by seeing by experiencing this seat. Yeah, so yeah, all in all, a good mix. So the police guys just said this is a fantastic motorcycle. Yeah, talking about the looks, a lot of people say, including me, that the looks are quite outlandish, and it is like that. A lot of adjectives are being used for this, like a Mad Max bike, like it is straight out of Mad Max. It is apocalyptic, it is outlandish, looks like a UFO from the front, looks like a van's rear end from the front. But yeah, looks are subjective. A lot of people are liking it. It's quite different. Fortunately, it's a breath of fresh air for the ADVs, because generally ADVs are ugly. And not saying that this is beautiful, but yeah, this is quite okay, I would say. The crash guard is factory fitted in the special version. I don't know much about the lower end version. Do they have a crash guard or not? The knuckle protectors, this is slightly a joke. This is just hinged here. I can take it off like this and put it back on, and it's just plastic. No metal spine in it. And I spoke about it in my last video as well. I think there is a light that turns on whenever I'm taking a turn or a bend. Perhaps this is the cornering light that they've got. Okay, now I got to wait for Tushar because he's supposed to meet me here. So one more thing, when you are stationary, when you're stationary, when you come to a halt in first gear or second gear, it's really tough to move it to neutral. I don't know, this is just like other bigger Harleys, just like the cruiser Harleys. Really tough to put it in neutral, and the gear shift is not slick. It's quite hard, and a quick shifter is sorely missed in this, because I'm used to of riding standing up on the pegs, and at that time you really need a quick shifter, because you really can't focus on the on the clutch when you're standing. So yeah, so like I was saying, I cannot put my feet on the ground firmly. So if you see here, my right foot, it is flat footing right now, but my left one, see, I don't know if you can see, the left one is the heel is in the air. So that's what I was talking about. So it is quite tough to put my feet firmly on the ground. So that's it about it for now. Let the other riders speak about it when they meet me. We're going to Leopard Trail, a beautiful area to shoot a video, and let's see. The seat quality, I would say, is not really up to the mark. This got toned off earlier. I didn't do it. When I asked the dealership guys, they said this is because some of the riders had their riding boot scuff against it. So I don't know. I've never seen a motorcycle where the seat gets torn off just because of the riding gear or riding boot. So really not good, Harley. Hi Tushar.
Hi.
Okay, so the Schwartpillen today.
Yeah.
Not the X-Pulse? Got bored of it already?
Bored, yeah.
Hey.
Lack of power.
I love your jacket.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, so what we are going to do, so we'll ride to Manesar Toll, where Satyam and Siddhant are waiting for us.
Acha.
Okay, and we'll exchange bikes at Dhola. So you ride from Dhola till Manesar Toll, and then there you'll be in a better position to speak on the video about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how do you find
nice,
it?
Yeah, this looks nice.
It looks
I like it. I like the looks.
Okay.
It looks bulky.
Yeah, like I said, looks are subjective. It looks bulky. It is bulky actually, and the seat is quite wide. It's really tough to maneuver actually in traffic because of the wider seat.
Acha.
So a person like me, I cannot flat foot this bike. Can you beat it? even on the rider setting, where the suspension travel is lesser.
Let me check once.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
Heavy, yeah, I know. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah.
You'll have to put only 1 foot.
And see the side stand position.
It's too far ahead.
Too far. They still have the cruisers in mind. And the problem is your riding boot, it scuffs against the engine whenever you have to, open the kickstand. So it's a rev happy engine.
Yeah.
Unlike any other Harley, low end torque is
no initial torque.
Sorry.
No initial torque.
I won't say no, but it's quite less. It shudders at 50. When you're on a higher gear and you're doing 50, it really shudders.
Just let's go.
Let's move. So in case you have any question, you can fire them now. You are on camera.
Sure.
My Senna is recording.
Sure. I'll ride first, I think. Then I'll ask some questions.
Okay. That's good. Alright, let's go.
Yeah.
So it just pulls like hell. 150 bhp is quite evident. Just pulls like a sports bike. So I really love the side mirrors. Very functional, very rectangle in shape, and the field of vision is quite good.
They look very broad.
Yeah.
From the rear, I can see you.
Yeah, it has to be functional, no?
Yeah.
Because I hate the...
I've not seen square mirrors on any other motorcycle.
No. The V-Strom 650.
It does?
Yep. Just like the Hayabusa. The old Hayabusa, you remember?
Yeah.
The Maruti 800 kind of mirrors.
Yeah.
Though they look ugly, but they're quite functional. Yeah. So function over form, as we say on ADVs,
Yeah. But not in a Busa.
I don't know what Busa is, A lot of traffic, It's 6:30 in the morning. See?
It's a weekday.
Weekday, but still 6:30. Everybody has started working in Bhiwadi or what?
I think because of the traffic, most people leave early now.
Yeah, better to sit in the office than get stuck in a jam. So guys, we are going to take a halt here, right outside the Shiv Murti perhaps, and we're going to exchange bikes. I would let Tushar ride it, and so that he is in a better position to speak in front of the camera about the bike, so whatever his experience is. So I haven't spoken much about the bike yet to him, so let's see what he has to say on camera. Okay, the side stand, the kickstand is awkwardly positioned. Generally, you have it near the foot peg, but it's right up ahead, perhaps, just like the Harley Cruisers. Okay, little baby.
इसकी सीट बहुत narrow है.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't tell you how do I feel on this bike now.
It's very comfortable. Yeah. The seat is very broad.
Comfortable बहुत है.
A lot of buttons over there.
Lot of buttons. It's like a Japanese TV remote. You remember Akai TVs? It's just like that.
The display looks nice, clean.
I made it cleaner. I didn't know there's a setting because I spoke about it. It's otherwise quite cluttered. Lot of information, everything. Battery volts, fuel of course will be there. Trip meter, tachometer, everything was there. Good, yeah. I love your riding your bike.
But after 3-4 thousand.
Oh man, oh yes. There's a poor guy behind you.
The brakes are quite nice.
Brembo, yeah.
I think this is smoother than the multi.
It is smoother than the multi. Yes. But still, the vibrations do travel to the foot pegs.
Yeah, on the foot pegs I can feel it. On the seat I cannot. Handlebar pay it's minimal.
Yeah, on the seat it's not there. Absolutely. Take care of the speed. And good, yeah. You don't look, you don't look small on this bike.
I think on the GS I look small because it's too wide from the front.
Correct.
The adventure.
And yesterday I parked it beside my 850 GS. It's not really bigger than that. The length and the width is almost same. I think the stock handlebar must be okay for you. The setting.
Feels fine, but I cannot grip it on the tank.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say that.
That's what I was checking. Grip कहाँ से करूँ? Suspension is okay. इतना वो नहीं है.
Nah. It's okay.
मतलब bumps it feels the bumps.
Yeah, it gallops the bumps easily. Not a problem.
But I cannot grip anywhere. नहीं मिल नहीं रहा.
Yep.
I think on the seat.
Also, I felt that the handlebar is too far from the seat. Perhaps it is because of V-twin engine. The length quite long. What do you think?
I think it's swept back also the handlebar.
Yeah, I know. That's the reason you have to get the pullback done. But I don't know. I didn't find it very comfortable. What about you?
Let me ride for a while.
Yeah. It's a fun bike, yeah. Short film theory.
I think when I'm standing, the handlebars are quite fine. But when I'm sitting, I have to stretch it.
Stretch my arms. Yep. See, shudder. Some shudder happened, right?
Yeah.
So you were doing what? You must be on 70 and on 60.
Yeah, 70.
So you feel the shudder even at 70, right?
Yeah, on the 6th, yeah.
That's my pain point with a bike. With any bike for that matter.
I just shift it out.
Oh, because see, you ride a Tiger.
Yeah.
So you must have felt the same pain.
Yeah. Windshield बहुत finicky है.
Windshield?
Flimsy है, बहुत finicky है.
Yeah, back to you, Tushar. I just got a call from Satyam. He's waiting at the Manesar toll.
Okay.
No need to rush. Just ride safely.
After it's rattling.
I know it's very flimsy. It's quite flimsy.
Yeah.
Eventually they'll learn a lot of things after they get feedback from the market. I hope they don't mind.
It is the very first iteration of an adventure bike from them.
Yeah.
And for that, I think it's a good bike.
It's a great attempt, yes.
With all the equipment to compete with the GS, but then the character is not there.
Correct. I think people will still prefer GS over it. Not because of the fanboyism, but seriously, GS is more functional.
GS is there. Like, when did the GS first come out? It's been a while.
Yeah, I know. It's been 40 years.
That engine is very.
Yeah, but
I think it's with the center of gravity in this bike is quite low. It doesn't feel top heavy. I don't feel top heavy.
You ride it in the off-road or slow speed.
You've ridden off-road?
Yep. Slightly, not much. But yeah, in traffic, you would get to know what I mean.
Okay.
So when you're in stop and go traffic, That time it's tough.
I haven't seen any reviews on this bike.
You haven't seen any reviews. Yeah, so you'll soon watch a authentic review on Happiness Per KM.
Man, this is the Tiger 1200. That is game.
Of course, Tiger is smoother than anything in this world. Satyam is laughing. He's smiling. Looking at the bike. Anji! So this is the Versus 1000 owned by Satyam. He used to ride a multi-strada Enduro 1200 earlier. So he settled for this. I know the reasons are only known to him. And this is a custom seat. Now you're comfortable on the seat. Nice. हाँ, but लेकिन what's the purpose then? बचाएगा किसको?
बचाएगा तो कुछ भी नहीं. ये मेरे को अलग कर देगा. That's for the wind. Because you see, when it goes like this.
हाँ, that's for the wind. वही है. This is really good, but the stock is not.
They should have. This is actually the cruiser वाला stock.
Correct. You're right.
Nice seat.
Seat is good, but it is. अब चलाओ फिर बात करेंगे. मैं नहीं बोल रहा. Seat बहुत comfortable है, but there's a flip side to it. चलाओ बताऊँ फिर बताना.